Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and place to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Hey guys, wait a minute. Okay, there, that was my hand. So, hey guys, happy Wednesday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week, and a wonderful week so far, and a great day. I have the day off. It is currently 12:42. I am on my way on a solo date. I am taking myself to the movies, and I'm going to see the movie starring Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. It is The Drama. I was thinking that I would not go see this because I know the twist, but everybody is talking about it. So I am going to go see it. I will report back later, but I think before I go there, I'm going to stop at Michael's, and then I'm going to stop at Dick's. If you don't know, Dick's is not a friend of mine. Dick's is Dick's sports store, because if you didn't know, I'm going to tell you, the Pittsburgh Penguins are in the Stanley Cup playoffs. For the first time in 4 years, they are in playoffs, the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. First round, they play the much hated, if you're in Pittsburgh, the much hated Philadelphia Flyers. I stand with our captain when they asked him, what don't you like about them? And he says, I just don't like them. I don't like anything about them. I don't like them. I said it. 412-724 in the house. So I'm going to stop up there to try and see if I can get some of the playoff lawn or the yard signs. One for me and one for my brother's ex-wife, Jamie, who, if you know, you know, and if you don't, Jamie and her current husband, are the best things that came out of that marriage, including my brother and his son, who don't talk to us anymore. So anyways, that's that. I will try to take you in with me. I'm not a person who is really great at walking into places carrying like my phone and visibly taping things, filming things. So I might just see you in the theater. So all right. Oh, by the way, you are now talking to royalty, because I am now an A-lister. That's right. I'm an A-lister for the AMC A-listers. That's me. I'm an A-lister, in case you didn't know. You knew me when. Okay, I will see you guys later. Hey guys. Okay, welcome back to my channel. It is still Wednesday. You did not get to see any video of me going into the movie theater or into the theater and into the theater itself, because I was late to getting in. I went to Michael's beforehand, and I spent a little bit longer bit of a time than I had expected to. So I didn't film anything going in because there were already people. Everything had started already. Like, the trailers had already started, and there were people in there. So I did not want to walk in and be like filming and be like, hello, it's me, royalty, I'm here. I didn't want to do that. So let's get into it. Today I went to see The Drama. It is the latest film offering from Studio A24, and it stars Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, and is it Alana Haim, among others. And this is going to be your trigger warning. Listen, there are spoilers. I'm going to do spoilers in this. So if you don't want spoilers and you don't want to watch this, I'm cool with that. But I'm going to give spoiler. I'm going to tell you what the big story is. Like, what's the drama? What does Zendaya's character cop to? Like, what is her big confession? So I'm gonna say what it is. I will give you a countdown on when it's coming. I'm going to be talking about, there's going to be some trigger warnings. I am going to be talking about some very, I don't want to spoil it right now, but it is something that unfortunately and sadly is an epidemic in American schools, not just high schools, but American schools. It sadly is an epidemic here in America at schools. Okay. But I do want to give everyone a heads up. If you are thinking of going to see the drama and you suffer from emetophobia, which, listen, you can learn things on TikTok, because I did not know this. If you have emetophobia, then you have a fear of vomiting. There were 3 scenes in this movie that if you have emetophobia, if you're a emetophobe, then don't go see this, because it's 3 of them. They were unnecessary. To me, I personally think they were unnecessary. But if you suffer from that, I don't know that I would not recommend you go see this movie. Okay. That being said, let's get into it. So the story really, me going into it, I wasn't going in thinking that it was a rom-com, because number one, it's from A24. A24 is always going to have something that makes it very dark. It's going to have some kind of a weird twist. It's going to be something. And A24 does not make just feel-good rom-com, Hallmark feel-good movies. They just don't. And the way that this was marketed, I myself didn't even think that it looked like a rom-com. I mean, it looked dark. If anything, to me, it maybe looked like it was like possibly a dark comedy. Coming out of it, I don't know. I know there's people who are saying it's a dark comedy. I myself didn't get a lot of comedy from it. I mean, there were characters were laughing, but when they were laughing, I thought it was cringe that they were even laughing. Okay, so here's the story. Zendaya's character is Emma, and oh my God, why can I not think of Charlie? So there's Emma and Charlie, played by Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. And they have some people would say they have like a meet cute moment. I didn't even think it was a meet cute moment, but we'll get to that. So they meet, they date, they get engaged, they're engaged. So one night, Emma and Charlie and their maid of honor and best man, who are also married, Rachel and Mike. Rachel's played by Elena Heim, and her husband, Mike, is Black. So they are sitting around and they're just, drinking and trying to pin down like what food they want to have for their wedding. And they're drinking, and then it gets to the point where they're playing, I think it was Rachel's character said something like, well, we played this game right before we got married, and it's like, what was the worst thing you've ever done? And you can tell right off the bat that her husband doesn't want to play this, but she kind of goads him into telling this story. And so here's the stories. The stories were that Mike's character was dating a woman. It was her birthday. They went to Mexico. They were on their way home from, I guess, a dinner or a bar or something. And on their way home, a dog came out of nowhere and was barking, and the girlfriend was kind of kicking at it, and he used her as a human shield to like protect himself, and she was bit. So there was that. Rachel's character says that she had a neighbor when they were young. She had a neighbor who was slow. And one day he came over and he said, do you want to see something in the woods? So she said, I was bored. I went in the woods with him, and it was gross. It was like a bunch of beer cans and pornography. And I don't know what came over me, but it was, there was a trailer there, and I dared him to go into a closet in this trailer, and I locked him in there. And he was screaming and yelling, and I just ran away. It was my impulse to just run away. So I ran away. I got freaked out. I ran away. And instead of her running away and telling somebody, she left him there. So she left this mentally disabled youngster there, boy there. And eventually his dad comes to her and is like, have you seen my son? And she says no. And then, so they have to call in like a search unit. They have to do a whole big search. And they were like, oh my God, what happened to him? And she says, oh, I don't know. And they're like, wait, what? In my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, did that boy die in there? And she's like, oh, calm down. They found him. And I guess he didn't say anything because he was so scared of me from then on. And they're all laughing. They're all like, ha, ha. So then Charlie comes out and says that his thing that he did was when he was 14, he cyberbullied some boy in school so badly that Charlie and his family had to like move to a whole nother city. Like parents had to get new jobs. They had to move someplace. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. So Emma, what's yours? Emma's like, I really want to do this. She's like, nope, you got to do it. So this is where the spoiler comes in. If you don't, 3, 2, 1, you were warned. This is the spoiler. So Emma's character says, when I was in high school, she said when she was in high school, she organized and planned a school bang. I'm going to say a school pew pew. That's what she did. That was hers. And everybody was like, oh my God. And yes. And at first I was like, oh, going in, I knew what the secret was, but I was like, oh no, that's messed up. Here's the thing. She never went through with it. We find out later that she didn't go through with it because like, I don't know if it was days before or a week before she was planning on doing hers. There was actually another one like in the same town or in a neighboring town, but she saw what it did to everybody else. And she was like, oh, I cannot do this. I can't do this. And then she actually became, an activist, like against gun violence. She became an activist and she turned everything around. And everybody was like, oh my God, what? And Rachel goes ham. She's like, well, my cousin was a victim of a pew pew and now she's in a wheelchair and what the fuck and blah, 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 this and that. Okay. And then we find out later on, she's not even close with her cousin. So she's taking on her cousin's trauma and then weaponizing it against Emma. So the whole thing behind this movie is like, is there forgiveness? Like, is everyone afforded the same amount of grace? Or if this was something that was brought out to you, this secret, is it something that is there forgiveness? Is there some way, is there redemption? And the whole rest of the movie was like Charlie's character coming to grips with like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Trying to understand this. And, and questioning like, has she redeemed herself? Is she like the same empathetic, kind person I thought she was? Or does this change does this one confession of something that she didn't even do alter my thoughts, alter my opinion of this woman for the rest of my life? And I'm going to tell you, here's the thing. She did not do what she had planned to do. She was the only person. Now, am I apologizing for her being like, for thinking of doing it? No, but she didn't do it. The worst out of all of them was Rachel, who locked that mentally disabled boy in a closet, didn't let him out. And I'm sorry, you can't tell me that boy did not die in that closet, did not unalive in that closet, because at first she's like, I don't know. What happened to him? I don't know. But then when everybody was like, what are you talking about? That's when she was like, he was found. He was found. Everything was okay. I don't think he was found. I think that boy was unalived in that closet. So but the thing is like everybody else's confession is met with like, I thought it was so weird, is met with like laughter. Like I used my my girlfriend as a human shield to protect me from a dog. Ha ha ha. I locked a mentally disabled boy in a closet. Ah ha ha ha. I cyber bullied someone to the point that we had to leave town. Ah ha ha ha. And to be honest with you, listen, the shitty person of this whole movie, the person that everybody looks at as and she was shitty, was Rachel, because you can't tell me that Rachel liked Emma from the start. I'm thinking Rachel was jealous of Emma from the start, because even from the beginning you could tell she didn't like her, because Rachel said something like, oh, you shouldn't cry. You cry. You're an ugly crier. And then she was like, oh, no, I don't mean you. I just mean everybody. Women are ugly criers. No. And then when it comes out that this is, when Emma has her confession, like Rachel goes so crazy. Rachel just, her reaction is so over the top. And then she says, well, I don't know if I'm not going to the wedding. I'm going to have to talk to my cousin and see if it's okay. Meanwhile, Charlie sees her cousin on the street and is like, oh, are you close with your cousin, with Rachel? And she's like, we're family. She wasn't like, oh yeah, that's my cousin. We're close. Yeah, I love her. She was like, we're family. Okay. So Rachel does end up going to the wedding, and she gives this fucking shit. She gives this super shitty speech. And these speeches were insane. Like Emma's father gives a speech. I don't know why in a speech you're going to talk about guns. He's like, I was in the military. I was away a lot. I had a lot of guns. There was one gun that went missing, and I don't know where it's at. Why would you put that in there? So because of all of that, Emma's like, oh my God, are they all gossiping about me and this secret? Is Rachel, because Rachel's telling everyone. And then we come to find out Rachel's a shitty person, but I'm going to tell you who was just as shitty. Just as shitty was Charlie. Just as shitty. No, okay, maybe not as shitty. No, maybe as shitty as Rachel was Charlie. Because the way that they met, he saw her sitting in the window at a coffee shop. She was reading a book. He thought, she's beautiful. She went to the bathroom. He went and took a picture of the book that she was reading. He went on to his phone, and I guess found out maybe read about what it was about, and he went up to her and was like, and said something about like, oh, we have the same taste in books, or oh, I love that book, something like that. Right off the bat, lied. And then on their first date, she tried to talk about the book, and he's like, oh, you know what? I lied. I didn't read that. I'm going to tell you, right off the bat, that might have been a red flag for me. I might have been like, listen, you're fine, and I love the accent, but I don't know about this. And then throughout the movie, there were times when he lied. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Now, here's the thing. The good things about this. The editing was very good. Because they went back and forth between like then and now, and it wasn't jarring. That was done very well. The music was excellent. Especially in the tense parts. The music was excellent. I'm going to say this. I loved the chemistry between Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. I thought they were excellent together. I thought both of them gave great performances. I was thinking this. I am going to have to go back and watch Robert Pattinson's movies, because I hear a lot of people saying that he is like this great actor who has great range in his acting. And I hate to say this, but the only thing that I've ever seen him in was the Twilight movies. I kind of almost wish that he didn't do those now. You know, I mean, he did them and I love them as cheesy. I look at them now and they're like so cheesy, but I kind of almost wish that he didn't do them, because everybody's saying like how amazing of an actor he is. I'm going to have to go back and watch his movies, because he was very good in this. And the press tour for him and Zendaya, I just loved their goofiness together and their playfulness. If they put those two in a movie again, I will see it. And from what I understand, Dune Part 3, no, I did not see the first two. I will be seeing the first two, and then I'm going to go see the third one, just because of the Oscar buzz, possibly. But from what I understand, Robert Pattinson is going to be in the third one as well. I like them together. I'm going to tell you this much. Rachel, the character Rachel, I hated her. Like, she was one of my least favorite characters in a movie in a long time. But wait. Is she worse than Sean Penn in... No. She's not a worse person than Sean Penn in One Battle After Another, but she's terrible. She's like terrible. But Alana Haim, she did a great job, because unless she is for real a bitch in real life, I don't know. If she's not, then she's a great actress. She did very good in this. Is it a movie that I love? No, it's not a movie that I love. Did I like it? I did like it. It is a movie that it's a movie that's going to make you think, and it's going to make you talk. It's a movie meant for discussions, is what I'm going to say. I almost think that they could have used another secret rather than for Emma's secret, rather than a school bang bang, you know. I'm kind of like in the middle of, for a little while there, I was thinking, I really wish they kind of would have just right then and there in that scene, Emma had said, you know, I didn't go through with it because of this, and this is what happened afterwards. But instead, they showed it in like flashbacks to what, what was I gonna say? Flashbacks to Emma's younger days. But now I think about it, I'm like, maybe it was better that they did it that way, because maybe it's something that the audience decides on their own. You know what I mean? Also, listen, another reason as to why Charlie's character was the worst was because, also, listen, no, before we get into that, here's another reason as to why, if I was Zendaya, I might be like, oh, I don't know if I want to marry this, is because Zendaya's character, Emma, she was going to do this bang bang because she was bullied. And then the man that she's going to marry cyberbullied someone, like, to the point where he had to leave town. If that was me, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to marry this person? But here's another reason why this guy was shitty. Another reason why Charlie was shitty was because of the fact that he then, like a day or so before the wedding, he ends up kissing a coworker and almost putting it in the butt. Almost putting it in her butt. So that's shitty. Like, Emma didn't go through with what she was planning, but he cheated on her. They didn't consummate anything, but he kissed her, you know? So once again, this is not, if you're looking at it and you're like, oh, it is a rom-com. Oh, it's a comedy. It's light. It's easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. It's not. And as far as who deserves grace, apparently everyone in that film except Emma deserved grace, despite the fact that Emma was the only one that didn't go through and do what the bad thing. And as a matter of fact, Emma seems to be the only one that came out of it like a changed person. So listen, if you're going to go see it, don't expect it to be like just an easy piece. There were points in it where I was like, this is dragging a little bit, but the performances by Zendaya and Charlie were so good that it didn't matter to me. Out of a 5, what would I give it? I would give this probably a 3.9, if not a 4. I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it. I would say I liked it. It is a movie that is going to make you think. So it's from A24. That's all you have to say. It's from A24. So it's not going to be your run-of-the-mill rom-com because they don't do that. Okay. So listen, in the comments, let me know if you saw the drama and what you thought, if you would go see it. Once again, there are spoiler warnings. There are triggers. So trigger warning, if you are triggered by, you know, pew-pews, don't go see it, because they do, that is her confession, but they also show there is imagery, a lot of imagery of like guns, not pew-pews, not the actual pew-pews, but guns. So that, and also once again, if you are an emetophobe and you have a fear of vomiting, don't go see this movie, because there's 3 parts that it's a lot. So, okay. Let me know once again if you saw this movie, what you thought of it, if you would go see it. And if nobody told you yet today, you were loved, seen, and heard,
Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in this world so it comes right back at you. Please, I almost put up the wrong finger. Please, let's spread kindness because it is needed. Always be aware of your surroundings, be smart and safe. Let us hydrate with some water because I did not do that today. And if you're in a dangerous situation, please remember that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and positive energy your way so you make it through. Love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow. I have an announcement. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye.